Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Slow Down with Sarah Jean, where we are aspiring homesteaders looking to get back to simpler times together. Today I am going to be planting potatoes and also give you guys a little bit of a garden tour. Right now my husband Anthony is working on the fence all around the garden and things are looking really good and shaping up well. So yeah, right now I'm going to be planting potatoes inside of these totes, which I cut out the bottom of them the other day, filled them with soil, and I planted a couple already. And then I also got these 25-gallon grow bags, and I'm going to be planting potatoes in there as well. So I have fingerling potatoes. These really need to be planted. Fingerling potatoes, I have red potatoes, and Yukon Gold potatoes. And this is my first year planting potatoes. Really excited. I got some advice from the woman at the grain store where they sell the seed potatoes. So it was really funny. I was having a conversation with my friend and she said, it's weird when I went and bought all my seeds, I didn't see any potato seeds. Well, because here is how you grow potatoes with these seeds. So you want to make sure, get up a little closer, that the potatoes have eyes. So right here is a potato eye. And if you have more than two on an eye on a potato, if you have two more eyes on a potato, you can actually cut it in half and then use those separate seed potatoes. So I have a surplus already, so I'm just gonna go ahead and plant them as is and not cut them because I'm already running out of space here in my little extra, because I have the garden beds behind, which I'll show, and then I'm using all this space for pots and stuff. So yeah, let's get to it. I like to add more than just compost, so I'm just adding a couple of other organic materials like straw, and then I'll add some peat moss, and then I'll go ahead and add in the soil, put the potatoes in it, and top it with more soil. So I'm going to take the potato, oh that potato does not look good, this one has mold on it. Okay, so here are the seeds. Just going to head and place a couple in here, and then I'm going to top it with 2 to 4 inches of soil. So I just have them nestled in there right now, and I'm just going to top it with the soil and give it a good water, add some fertilizer. I'll show you guys the fertilizer that I'm going to be using, and we'll see how they go in the totes, and then I'm going to go ahead and do some in the grow bags. So the idea is to, when you're doing it like this, you don't want the potatoes to be exposed to the light. So you want to make sure you cover them really good and make sure they're all set. The baby woke up from his nap, so I won't be planting any more potatoes right now. But I will give you guys a garden tour, show you where our old garden was. And yeah, I will say exactly what I was going to do with the potatoes though, because I'm going to do it once the baby lets me put them down. He won't let me put them down right now, and I'm not shoveling soil. with the baby on me. I just tried and it was wicked hard. So yeah, these bags are huge. I'll be able to fit a lot of the fingerling potatoes in here. And I'm gonna do the same basic idea of just layering a little bit of straw, a little bit of peat moss, and then topping it with soil, nestling in the potatoes in there, and then topping it with 2 to 4 inches of soil. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. Oh, don't mind the baby noises. So we don't have a big piece of land. We just have a little under an acre, and we're just making it work, make our own little homestead. You know, this was all pretty grass, and we decided that, you know, you can't eat grass, so and we have apple trees growing here in the front now, 2 different varieties, and then this is going to be a pretty gate with an arbor, hopefully of some roses. And yeah, we have some garden beds, which I haven't planted anything in these ones yet, but I'm going to have lots of trellises. And this is just a row where I'm just doing permaculture gardening, so I just layered some cardboard, straw, peat moss, and a compost mix, and I just did a row, and I'm going to do another row right here. And then back here we have 3 blueberry bushes and a blackberry bush. Hopefully we will, you know, eventually have some more of these bushes, but for now this is what we have. And then over there is where I'm doing the potatoes and a couple of other things in containers. And all around the outside of this fence I'm going to put flowers. So in order to save some money, we did dog ear fence posts in order to make our garden beds. Well, evidence of my kids playing in the beds. They are 6 feet by 12 inches. So we literally just, these beds are 6 by 3 because we literally just cut the posts right in half to make them, and we just screwed and nailed them together because wood is so expensive right now. We knew we were going to spending a lot of money on the garden fence to make it look nice, that we wanted to save money where we could, so that was on the garden beds. And then we didn't double these ones up because the onions don't need much space, and then I'm not sure yet what's going in those. I really need to map out where everything's going, but yeah. And then what I filled the garden beds with is we got a bunch of loam and compost mix dropped off, and I used our own homemade compost with that compost. It's really dry, so it doesn't look that great right now, but let me show you the wet. I just watered this garden bed, so it's pretty good. We also put some peat moss in there as well, and then I am going to be mulching with what you see as pine needles, dead pine needles. I collected these at my mom's house. Actually, she has so many pine trees, and I'm going to mulch the beds with that since it will be free. Just trying to like save money where we can because, like I said, everything is so much money right now. Here's what you see when you walk in the gate to my backyard. We got the chicken coop and the run, but they mostly free range. We have 7 chickens and 9 chicks inside the garage. So this is where my old garden used to be for the past couple of years. We just did 4 beds, and I just kept my strawberries back here because they were doing really well and I didn't want to move them right now. I will move them probably next year, but I just have them covered with some chicken wire because even though this is covered, my chickens still get in. And this will deter the birds and other animals from getting my strawberries. So I think what we're going to do with this is put a greenhouse back here in its place, or like around these beds. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I have so many plans. And then this is our compost. We have the tumbler bin, and we also have the pallet for the finished compost, or like grass and chicken poop and stuff like that. And then get the girls on the swing set. Say hi, girls. okay. And then over here we have our pool, just getting ready for the season. It's like today is the warmest day we've had so far, so we're really excited to finally get in the pool. And then back there is our nature area. And I know this was a garden tour, but I'll go ahead and show you guys the nature area real quick too. So every Friday I host a nature class with about 20 children, and this is where the majority of the class takes place. And then obviously this is a big place for my kids to play, get dirty, and have lots of fun. So we have picnic tables back here and mud kitchens. I didn't like clean up before coming back here because I wasn't planning on doing this, so don't mind the stuff everywhere, but you know, we live here, or we play here. Got my rain barrel for the water for the kids. We have the slack line, and then back here is a little sand area. So this is a really lovely place for the kids. This is too funny not to share. This chicken went into the garage because she hatched this chick over here, and she's hurt, so I have her away from everybody, and she's wondering where she is.
Over here, honey. The bees touches the lower bee.
Yeah, that bee must smell the hay. Just leave it alone, it will leave you alone. Yeah, and then here are all the other chicks. I just have the heat lamp off them right now because it's really hot out. But yeah, so we have 8 chickens in there. We had 9 and 1 passed. And then a friend gave us some fertile eggs, and this little girl or boy hatched. And so she's our miracle chick. And then I found her the other day, and she was really hurt. She was like lethargic and almost dead, and we nursed her back to life. She's just a little crippled and has a bad foot there. So thank you so much for watching my garden tour, or my yard tour, and planting potatoes with me today. I've never planted potatoes before, and I'm really excited to see how these turn out with the totes and also the grow bags, which the baby finally just let me put them down, so I haven't had a chance to do these yet. But these were really inexpensive. I got 10 of these humongous grow bags for $40, a little under $40, and then you can use them year after year too. And so, yeah, I'm wondering what will do better, the totes or the grow bags, because with the totes, since I cut the holes on the bottom, what I can do when I'm ready to harvest is literally just pull up the totes and all the potatoes should fall out. And totes are also really inexpensive because you can look in your basement, you can look at Facebook Marketplace, you can even ask friends and family, which is what I did. My mom gave me a ton of totes for free, so that was great. And yeah, if you liked this video, I would love if you left me a comment, and just know that you don't need tons of acreage. You don't need a humongous yard to garden. So this will be my 4th year gardening, and I finally feel like I have a hang on things where I can expand and do this humongous garden. Not really humongous, but he's humongous to me because I went from 3 beds to 11 plus apple trees, blueberry and blackberry bushes, and you know, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of pots over here in this area, and then in the back of the garden fence I'm going to be planting a ton of flowers too eventually. And yeah, we have big plans for this space. You don't need huge acreage to have animals, to be a homesteader. You can just do it with what you have. You can just make do until you eventually, if you want a farm and you want a homestead until you have a farm, you can make it happen. I believe in you. Alright guys, till next week, I'll see you later.